of NFP today. Now, majorly, we're going to be looking at gold, we're going to be looking at Euro USD, we're going to be looking at GBP USD, and we're going to be looking at USD JPY. But this is my advice, guys. Personally, I don't take trades on too many instruments, mostly when it has to do with the news, so that I can pay attention to a particular instrument. Because we're going to be doing pre-news trading, right? It's going to be very fast. It's going to be very in and out. So you need to pay attention to just one. You don't need to pay attention to all of them. One is enough. One is enough for you to make money. If you want to make money, one is enough. So personally, I'm going to be trading gold, but I'm going to be giving us entries on Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY. I'm going to be giving us entries on all these instruments, right? I'm going to be giving us entries on all these instruments. So we're going to be looking at what is happening fundamentally with gold, and we're also going to be looking at what's going on technically on the charts, and then we're going to use all this information to be able to see where likely to place our trades and get very good positions, very good entries on these trades. Now, this is my advice, right? If you're trading on the real account, make sure if you're trading gold, make sure your lot size is 0.01. Euro USD, USD JPY, GBP USD. You can also go for a 0.01 trade depending on your account size, right? Depends on your account size. But whatever you do, make sure that you're taking these trades and you're able to actually take at least one or two. If you're trading gold, just focus on gold. You can just take just one. But if you're doing Euro USD, you can do Euro USD and USD JPY, or GBP USD and USD JPY. The reason is because, GBP USD and Euro USD have the same structure when it comes to the arrangement of the instruments, where you have GBP and Euro being the base instrument and USD being the quote instrument on those two pairs. Unlike USD JPY, where USD this time around is actually the base instrument. All right. So if you're doing Euro USD, you can do Euro USD and USD JPY, or you do GBP USD and USD JPY. Right. But if you're trading gold, just focus on gold. Win or loss, just focus majorly on gold. So very quickly, let's jump right straight into the chart, and then we're going to be using our in-house analysis tool to be able to understand what's going on with gold and some other instruments. So right now, this is what gold is doing. I'm going to start with gold, and we're going to go to USD JPY. We're going to look at Euro USD. So before we look at gold from the daily time frame, like I said, I've done a lot of analysis, and I'm going to be telling you my analysis. But before I do that, let me quickly take you to the market buzz, and let's see what news we have from there. So very quickly, let's go to trading tool. Under trading tool, let's quickly look at. So this news majorly, before now, I get them from, market analysis. So I get them from investing.com, Forex Factory, and all this. But right now with the market box, I can get everything at one go, everything in one go. Now, majorly, I don't waste my time looking at Euro USD or any other instrument. I just go straight to gold, because once you understand what's going on with the gold market, you can really get a very good view of what's happening in the United States. And of course, this can actually be, This can actually reflect in every other thing you're doing. So just give me a minute. Let me log out of every other channel so that I don't get a lot of distractions. Let me quit this. Let me also quit. Let me quit this. Okay. So for commodities, we're just going to go to commodities, and then we're going to pick gold. Let me reduce this. We're just going to pick gold. So let's look at some of the news that we're looking at. I don't think we need this. Let's quickly move down. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at what this is saying. So US market futures are steady before the release of January job reports, which is what we're expecting in the next few minutes. On Tuesday, S&P 500 retreated over. This was yesterday. Let's quickly go down to gold. All right, so gold and silver gained grounds on softer US dollar. All right, gold and silver gained grounds on softer US dollar. Now, there was a news, I think that was yesterday thereabouts, that came out that gave gold some footing. That gave dollar some footing against gold. right? And before you knew it, the news also, there was another news that came out, and then we also had the opposite of what's happened. You know, price eventually last week went down on gold. There was a massive sell-off on gold. And then as at Monday, when we had the analysis and the review around 9 o'clock on Monday, I told us that the price of gold was already correcting itself back to the upside. And if you remember, I drew the resistance at the swing low and the swing high, and price is still within that range. But there's something I want to show us, which is what I really I want us to pay attention for gold. I mean, pay attention on for gold. Now, if you look at the daily time frame on gold, guys, let's look at this critically. We're going to be looking at this critically. I hope you can see my chart, and I hope I'm audible enough. If you look at the daily time frame on gold, this is a Fibonacci retracement tool. But before we look at the Fibonacci retracement tool, this was the swing low and the swing high that I was talking about on Monday. And as at Monday, price was here on Monday. Yesterday, price actually went down, and then today we see price actually pushing up. Now you discover that price is currently trading at the 61.8 region, right? Gold has been buying for a long time. Gold has been on a buy trend for a very, very long time, and you can see this evidently with this push to the upside, to the giving us a record high of around $5,583 per ounce of gold, right? And then we saw this sell-off in just one day, right? In one day, this happened in just one day. This sell-off, this middle candle here, right? This was over how many pips? This was about 7,581 pips just one day, and it didn't happen throughout the day. It just happened in few hours, right? Now, after that massive sell-off, the next day, of course, price also pushed down to this particular major level. If you look at this major level, if you map out this level, let's quickly insert this shape. All right, so if you map out this level as a zone, this is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have as a zone. So this is the major level, is a major zone where price actually came to tap, and then we saw this push to the upside, and this push to the upside has been very steady. We saw a retest of this particular region again of the 23.6, and price is currently when price got to the 50 region, we saw this price push to the downside, and then from that 50 region, price actually pushed up, right? So you discover that even when price got to the 38.2, there was also a push to the downside, which was this particular candle, right? But eventually, this candle, because if you discover a bullish candle, let me quickly increase this. Right now, a bullish candle opens at, this is the open of this candle, guys. This is the open of this candle. So immediately this particular candle here got to 38.2. There was a push to the downside to 23.6. And then from 23.6, price got, of course, finally broke 38.2 and got to 50. And then there was a push to the downside again. And then you see price also pushing from that point at the retest of 23.6, breaking all the way to break 50, and then right now getting to 61.8. So this is, I might be wrong, right? I might be wrong, but this is my prediction for NFP today. Whether the news comes out good or not, it doesn't matter, right? What is likely going to happen is, what is likely going to affect the market is the sentiment of traders, and of course, the big manipulators in the market who are going to be pulling the strings. So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. A lot of people right now, because gold has been on an upward hype. Now, a lot of people already have a lot of buy stops around this level. There's a lot of buy stops here right now, or there's going to be a lot of buy stops that's going to be being placed around this region, just above the 61.8 region, hoping that price is going to trigger that buy stop and then continue to the upside. But this is what I think. I think there's going to be a spike, which eventually is going to be a false breakout, right? Trapping a lot of liquidity around this 5161.95 and then pushing way down to even below the 50 region. Now, this might not happen in the twinkling of an eye or maybe in 15-30 minutes, but I think this is for me, based on what I've seen so far and what I have been able to study so far, I think this is what would likely occur in the next few minutes. This is what's going to likely occur in the next few minutes. Now, remember I said I might be wrong, right? I might be wrong, but I am really, 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 really seeing a sell on gold eventually. It might not happen immediately, but I'm really seeing a sell-off on gold. And the reason is because, like I said, this movement to the upside right now is looking more like a correction and that correction might, gold doesn't move in one direction. Fine, it might eventually come back to break here. Of course, we know eventually gold is going to break this last highest high. But before it does that, there's going to be a lot of manipulation. And this is the best time to manipulate the markets because a lot of liquidity are going to be coming into the markets by 2:30, right? So, and a lot of people are going to be putting the buy stop just above 61.8. So there's bound to be a push above this point, trap a lot of people's entry, and then go to the other direction. So that being said, there are two ways to take this trade. There are two ways I'm looking at personally. If we must buy, so let me go to a lower time frame. Let me push to the 1 hour time frame so that you see this clearly. All right. So if we must buy on gold, guys, so this is the 61.8 region on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame since we're going to be taking our trades from most likely the 5 minutes or 15 minutes time frame. All right. So if you look at this, this is the 61.8 region. This is the 61.8 region here, right? If we must buy, we must not buy anywhere above the 61.8. Our buy must be very, very close. That's if we must buy. Our buy must be very, very close. Maybe around, for example, just giving an example, our buy should be looking, we're going to be looking at somewhere around here, or somewhere around here, thereabout. And then you're taking from here to here is about 500 pips. So okay, almost 500 pips, about 285 pips. All right, so we want to take our buy here, and then I'll take profit at 282, 2828, right? Sorry, at 5140.87, which is about 282 pips in profit. All right, which is not bad, at all. That way, we can do a 100 pips stop loss, if at all. We can go for 100 and maybe 150 pips stop loss, or 100, even 100. Well, 150 pips stop loss around this region is not bad. All right. Now, this is if we must buy. If we must buy, right? So let me just mark out that region. So we're looking at entry around here, right? Taking out this high. Once this high is being taken, then we're taking our profit around this particular region. However, I'm more of the opinion that gold might have a sell-off. I'm more of the opinion that we might be seeing a sell-off on gold. I'm of the opinion that we might be seeing a sell-off on gold. So even though we're going to be having our buy stop here, we are also going to be strategically having a sell stop being placed. Strategically having a sell stop being placed somewhere around here. Strategically. Now, if I quickly move to the 15 minutes time frame, the reason why I don't want to have it just anywhere, because if there's going to be a buy, it will first of all spike to the downside and then push up. There's going to be a sell. So I don't want it to trap us in that spike. You understand? So most times I try as much as possible to have just one position for gold. Either I'm buying or selling. If it doesn't trigger any of them, fine. But like I said, today's NFP data is going to be very controversial because there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things happening right now in the United States. There's a lot of things happening. So there's going to be a lot of controversial. It's going to be very controversial. The sentiment of traders is going to be very mixed on this NFP data. Right, looking at this already, you already see that the structure for the sell is already forming already. Gold has already been overbought for some time, so we expect price to actually push downside. But we cannot just blindly say, okay, we just want to go for a sell. This is why I'm saying if we must buy. Normally, what we should be looking at for is a sell when this structure is being taken out, and then we're taking our trade at maybe 5044.39, down all the way to the next zone, which is around the 50 period, or we just probably take 100 pips and get out of this trade, whatever the case may be. Right, so this is basically what we're going to be looking at. These are the basic two price levels that we're going to be looking at for the buy and for the sell, looking at what price is going to be doing. But we're going to be taking this trade about 5 minutes to the trade so that we can actually enter maybe 8 to 5 minutes so that we can enter at a very, very good time so that any spike that wants to happen we would have seen it. We can adjust whatever the case may be and see what wants to happen around that region. But my time right now, this is 19 minutes past 2. So we have about 10 minutes to go on this trade. We have about 10 minutes to go for the news, rather, for the news to be out. We have about 10 minutes to go. Now, that being said, let's quickly begin to look at Euro USD and USDJPY and GBP USD. Now, I can see a question here. I want to quickly announce. Okay, yeah. So I want to quickly announce that if you have any questions, you can also drop it. I have co-hosts in the house. I have market analysts and EBC representatives in the house with me right now, and they will be answering your questions if you have any, questions. They are already your account managers, and they are very, very. These guys are very, very experienced in the market already. So please make sure you drop your questions, and they're going to be responding to you. Now, please, we are going into the major thing right now. I'm going to be very fast. At the same time, please let's quickly get it and let's quickly see how we can take advantage of it. Now, Euro USD on the daily time frame currently is consolidating because of the news that is going to be coming up very soon. You might not be able to see that consolidation on the daily time frame, but if you move down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see the consolidation very clear, right? You can see the consolidation very, very clearly on the 1 hour time frame. So let's just quickly mark out that consolidation point. Can I take this out? Let me just take this out. Let me see if I can have a clean chart. All right. So we have this point and we have this point here, right? So I also want to add something. Let me quickly add so I don't begin to draw too many lines. Okay, great. So this is the swing high, swing low of that consolidation majorly. So we're looking for a breakout opportunity around this particular region. Now, if gold is going to be selling off and the data for the United States, whatever the case may be, we are also expecting the price of Euro USD to actually push to the downside. And if you look at it from the daily time frame, you also clearly see this here. Right, you're also clearly seeing it, except there's a break of this structure. Now, if there's a break of this structure, we might see a retest of this. But if there's no break of this structure, with this candle forming and with this momentum to the upside, there's a high possibility that we're going to be seeing a sell on Euro USD too. However, we're going to be doing both the buy stop and the sell stop, so that we can actually take advantage of these two regions, right? Now, if you look at the gap right now between this and this point, this is about 41 pips. 41 pips. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. All right. So for Euro USD, guys, let's quickly take the trade. Let me give you the entry price. Is Euro USD. So for the sell stop, our entry for this sell stop on Euro USD, the sell stop entry is going to be at 1.18835. 1.18835. Our SL, before I give you the SL, let me give you the take profits. We're just going to be targeting 20 pips. 1.18631. So TP 1.18631. Our SL for this trade is going to be around here. 1.19056. 056. For the buy stop, same Euro USD. Our buy stop is going to be above structure. Let's go with a buy stop of this point. I don't want it to be too far from where price is right now. So 1.19123. 1.19123. Take profits, 20 pips. 1.19316. 1.19316. Our stop loss for this trade is going to be around here. 1.18972. 972. That's for Euro USD, guys. I'm moving on to USD JPY very fast. All right, so USD JPY, we can see what price is doing. Price is massively consolidating around that point. If you go to the 5 minutes time frame, you can also see that clearly. There's a massive consolidation going on, very, very tight consolidations. We're just going to be marking out those two zones and seeing what price is going to do around that point. So I'm going to mark out these points, and we're also going to be marking out these points here. These are the two zones that we're going to be taking advantage of to avoid any spike. So USD/JPY, sell stop entry is at 153.441. Buy stop entry is at 153.789. Our L stop is just going to be in the middle, 153.588. 153.588. Please, we can start placing our trades. Because of time, we can start placing our trades. Can start placing your trades because of time. GBP USD, guys. GBP USD, GBP USD, GBP USD. GBP USD. Buy stop entry 1.366. GBP USD 1.3687. So I'm really afraid of that spike, but let's see how it goes. Sell stop entry is going to be at 1.36717. And then the stop loss for this trade, guys, is going to be in the middle. 1.36800. 1.36800. Now, you also notice that we didn't do take profit and on USD/JPY and GBP USD. That's because it can be very volatile. So make sure you close once you get profit. Make sure you close once you get profit. Okay, so we're back to gold and we have 3 minutes to go. Let's quickly take that of gold also. So gold, I'm actually preferencing a sell gold. So let me start with the sell stop. Our entry for this trade is actually going to, this is on the 15 minutes time frame, right? So let's go for 5044.39. Buy stop entry for gold just as alternative 511. Let's quickly go above this a little bit. Sorry. Uh, uh, let's go a little bit up because I know that if it wants to go down, it will spike. There's going to be a spike. I don't want us to be caught in that spike. So 5128.46. 5128.46. Our stop loss is just going to be in the middle. So guys, take note. The stop loss value is large. So if you don't have a very good account, make sure that you actually just focus on Euro USD or any of those instrument pairs. So we have 2 minutes to go. I'm locking my own trade right now. Good. I'm locking in my trade right now, guys. Buy stop. Price. Sorry, sell stop. 5044.39. Stop loss is at 5091.61. Locked in, placed. Then alternatively, like I said, we could also have, but alternatively, I just hope it doesn't trigger and now trap us in. So let's say alternatively, we are having the buy stop order at 5128.46. Stop loss same at 5091.61. Guys, trade is out. Trade is out. Trade is out. USD/JPY is in profits. Euro USD is in profits. Close, close, close. GBP USD. I hope it doesn't. I think it triggered our GBP USD trade, but the sell would have recovered. The sell would have recovered, guys. I told you guys. I told you this was going to be a sell-off. I told you this was going to be a sell-off. Woo! Gold has been triggered. Gold has been triggered. Delete. You can delete the other position. I think just delete the buy stop. Gold has been triggered. Though it's not in profit yet, but we're still waiting. So I've already deleted my buy stop position. Oh, we're in profit now, guys. Profits, profits, profits. Profits, 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 profits. Congratulations to everybody. My God. I said it. I said it. I said that this was going to be a sell-off. What did I say? I said it. Guys, I said it. Oh my days. Oh my days. Close profits, guys. Close profits, close profits. Close profits, guys. Close profits, close profits, guys. Close profits, guys. I knew this was going to be a sell-off. I knew this was going to be a sell-off. I just knew this was going to be a sell-off. I just knew. Congratulations to everyone who took that trade. My God. Wow, 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 wow. This was good. This was good. This was good. I knew it was clear. I could see it. I could see it. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to everyone once more. The only one that actually triggered both ways was GBP USD, but the sell actually gave us back the profits. Since we didn't have a take profit or stop loss, the sell actually gave us back the profits, because our stop loss was actually in the middle of this. The sell actually gave us the profit. Gold is still going to sell off actually, but like I said, it's heavily manipulated. So you don't want to, once you have made your profits, you want to stay out. I've already closed out. But eventually when the dust settles down, it's still going to sell off. But like I said, the best thing is just to enter, come out, get the profit you want to get, and get out of the trade. Let me quickly begin to get feedbacks. For those of you that took the trade, can you just share feedbacks with me? You can drop it in the comment section and let me know how many of us were able to take that trade on USDJPY, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold. How many of us were able to take that trade? I made about $80 in the trade anyway. About $80 on a $500 account. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. So how many of us were able to take that trade? Let me get feedbacks from us. Let's get feedbacks. Let's get feedback. So we are still busy closing.